Have you ever walked into a store planning to buy just one thing and walked out with five? Or opened a shopping app just to check something quickly and somehow ended up placing an order? You told yourself you would start saving this month. You promised that this time would be different, and yet somehow the money disappears. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't overspend because they are bad at math. They overspend because they don't understand how their brain works. This isn't about laziness. It isn't about low income. It isn't even about discipline. It's about psychology. Money is emotional, and until you understand that, it will quietly control your decisions. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a young professional named Emma. She earns well, she reads finance blogs, she understands investing, she even has a budget spreadsheet. On paper, she's doing everything right. But at the end of every month, she's frustrated. Her savings grow slowly, her credit card balance creeps up, she feels confused. One evening, after a stressful day, she scrolls online. She sees a limited time sale, 40% off. The timer is counting down. She feels a rush. Her mind says, "This is a smart deal. I'm saving money." She buys the item. The next week, she buys coffee every morning. "It's just $5, she says. Then a subscription. "It's only $10 a month." Then a weekend dinner out. "I deserve this." Individually, none of these feel dangerous, but together they quietly shape her financial life. Emma isn't irresponsible. She's human, and so are you. Your brain evolved thousands of years ago in a world without digital payments, one-click purchases, or luxury marketing. Back then, survival depended on immediate rewards. If food was available, you ate. If resources were scarce, you took them while you could. Waiting too long could mean losing your chance forever. That wiring is still inside you. When you see a discount, your brain doesn't calmly calculate long-term financial impact. It reacts to the fear of missing out. When you buy something new, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure and anticipation. It feels good, not because the item changes your life, but because your brain interprets the act of buying as a reward. Saving, on the other hand, is quiet. It doesn't give you a rush. It doesn't sparkle in a shopping cart. It doesn't arrive in a package at your door. It just sits there, growing slowly, almost invisibly. Your brain prefers excitement over patience. Now, consider another powerful force: comparison. Imagine two neighbors. One drives a new car. The other drives a 5-year-old car that works perfectly. The second neighbor might feel completely satisfied until they see the first neighbor's upgrade. Suddenly, satisfaction fades, not because their car changed, but because perception changed. Humans constantly measure themselves against others. It's automatic. Psychologists call this social comparison. In ancient times, status in a tribe meant safety. Today, status often shows up as visible spending. Clothes, phones, cars, vacations, even the way we post online. You don't just buy products, you buy signals, signals of success, signals of belonging, signals that say, "I'm doing well." But here's the trap. The people you compare yourself to are often doing the same thing, spending to signal stability even if behind the scenes they're stressed about money. It becomes a cycle, everyone trying to look secure, few actually building security. Let's go deeper. Have you ever noticed how a price tag that says $400 crossed out and replaced with $199 feels like a victory, even if you never planned to buy it? Your brain uses the first number it sees as a reference point. That first number becomes an anchor. When the price drops, it feels like you gained something. In reality, you still spent $199, but emotionally, it feels like you saved $201. This is why sales work so well, not because the math changes, but because perception changes. And then there's the fear of loss. Behavioral research consistently shows that people feel the pain of losing more strongly than the pleasure of gaining the same amount. So when you see "only 2 left" or "sale ends tonight," your brain reacts as if something valuable is about to be taken away. You rush to avoid regret. You're not chasing the product, you're escaping the feeling of loss. Now let's talk about something subtle: emotional spending. Think about the last time you were stressed or bored or lonely. Did you open a shopping app, scroll through products, add things to your cart? Shopping offers temporary relief. It gives you a sense of control. You choose something, you click purchase, you feel productive. For a moment, your mood lifts, but the effect fades quickly, and sometimes guilt replaces it. The cycle continues because your brain remembers the temporary relief, not the long-term cost. Money decisions are rarely logical. They are stories we tell ourselves. I worked hard. I deserve this. It's just a small amount. I'll save more next month. This will make my life easier. Everyone else has one. Each statement feels reasonable. None of them feel reckless. But over time, these tiny justifications shape your future. Here's something important. Overspending is not about being careless. It's about being unaware. When you don't pause to examine why you're buying something, your subconscious takes over, and your subconscious is wired for comfort, approval, and immediate reward. So how do you change this? Not with extreme restriction, not with shame, not with unrealistic budgeting systems that collapse after 2 weeks. Change begins with awareness. For the next 30 days, imagine tracking every expense, not just the amount, but the reason. When you spend, ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Are you tired, excited, anxious, celebrating? Patterns will appear. You might notice you spend more when stressed, or when you see certain people online, or late at night, or after payday. Awareness doesn't judge, it reveals. Next, shift your identity. Instead of saying, I'm trying to save money, try saying, I am someone who spends intentionally. Identity shapes behavior more powerfully than goals. When you see yourself as a careful, intentional decision maker, your brain looks for actions that match that identity. You don't need to eliminate joy from spending. Money is meant to be used. The key is conscious spending instead of emotional reacting. Create simple rules. For example, wait 48 hours before any non-essential purchase. If you still want it after 2 days, buy it without guilt. Often, the urge fades. Another rule might be this: if you cannot clearly explain how something improves your life in a lasting way, don't buy it. These rules aren't about restriction. They create space between impulse and action. Now, think long-term. Imagine your life 10 years from now, not just your income, but your options, where you live, the work you choose, the freedom you have. Every dollar you keep today quietly builds flexibility for that future version of you. Every unnecessary expense reduces it. This doesn't mean never enjoying the present. It means recognizing the trade-off. When you buy something, you're exchanging not just money, but time, the hours you worked to earn it. You're also exchanging future opportunity. That awareness changes decisions. Financial freedom isn't about buying anything anytime. It's about having choices. The choice to leave a job, the choice to travel, the choice to rest, the choice to handle emergencies without panic. Those choices come from accumulated discipline, not accumulated purchases. Now picture Emma again. Instead of reacting automatically, she begins pausing. She tracks her spending for a month. She notices she shops most after stressful days. She replaces that habit with evening walks and calling a friend. She sets an automatic transfer to savings right after payday, so she never has to decide whether to save. She waits 2 days before non-essential purchases. Nothing dramatic, no extreme sacrifice. But 6 months later, her savings are stronger. Her stress is lower. Her purchases feel intentional, not impulsive. She hasn't changed her income. She changed her awareness. And that is the real shift. Money is not just numbers on a bank statement. It's behavior repeated over time. Small daily decisions compounded quietly. If you feel stuck financially, don't start by asking, how can I earn more? Start by asking, what emotions drive my spending? Because once you understand your psychology, you gain control.
You are not weak for wanting things. You are not foolish for enjoying comfort. You are human, but you are also capable of designing a different pattern. Tonight, before you sleep, reflect on one recent purchase. Why did you make it? What feeling was underneath it? What did you hope it would give you? Clarity creates power. The goal is not perfection. The goal is intention. When you spend with awareness, save with purpose, and think long-term, money stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a tool. And tools are meant to serve you, not control you. If this perspective changed the way you see your spending even slightly, then this is just the beginning, because understanding the psychology of money is the first step towards mastering it. Your future is not built in one dramatic decision. It's built in small choices you repeat every